What's going on, Internet? Iron Jordan here. So I know the last Yu-Gi-Oh video that we did was a Tier 1 meta recap analysis deck list on the deck that I played at the case event for Gamers Alley, the Tri-Brigade deck that I played. But I assure you that on this channel, we love jank. And so to, service that part of the community that I love so much, I wanted to do an Ogdoadic deck profile. This is one of my favorite archetypes of, the most recent years. I've been playing the Lair of Darkness version for a couple of months, and I've been really enjoying it. But I wanted to test out the deck with the new Reptilianne support, so let's just hop right into it. First of all, we have 3 Noya. This is the best card in the deck. It's essentially the Stratos. It doesn't actually search a monster, but it searches for Water Lily, which is better than a Stratos in my opinion. Just the card archetype itself is not as good as Heroes. So yeah. Also, both of these level 4s here have the ability to dump themselves from hand to then Foolish a opposite attribute from your deck. So the dark one, you pitch to dump a light, and the light one, you pitch to dump a dark. Now, Nunu, the light one, while it's in the graveyard, if you control no monsters or you control only Ogdoadic monsters, you can special summon it from the grave, but it's banished when it leaves the field. That's okay. You have Zoha. This one does not do the dump from the hand, but what it does have is that it has the ability to fetch your hand. So if it's in your graveyard and you have a bad hand, you can add this card to your hand by sending one card from your hand to the graveyard. Also, if this card's on the field sent to the graveyard, you get to get your opponent to draw one card. You add an Ogdoadic card from your deck to your hand, and then you both discard a card. So it's pretty good. You have Curse. Curse is the very first Tribute 1 Ogdoadic, and when it's special summoned, you can special summon a Ogdoadic monster from your graveyard, but it banishes when it leaves the field. Then you have Aliert, which is the second Tribute 1, and when it's special summoned, you can shuffle 2 Ogdoadic monsters. 2 monsters. One of it has to be a reptile. It doesn't even have to be Ogdoadic from your banish zone into your graveyard. Now, these two do have downsides where Curse allows your opponent to special summon a monster from their graveyard, but its effects are negated. And then Aliert allows your opponent to add a monster back from their graveyard to their hand. So if you get hand trapped, this kind of hurts. Then you have Aaron. This is the first of the 2 tributes, and it says, if your opponent adds a card to their hand, you can send one random card from their hand to the graveyard. If a monster your opponent controls is sent to the graveyard by a card effect, you can add one light or dark reptile monster from your deck or graveyard to your hand. Then you have the Queen, which is, if a monster is special summoned from your opponent's graveyard, you can send one card they control to the graveyard. If a monster is sent from your opponent's hand or deck to the graveyard, you can special summon one light or dark reptile monster from your graveyard. These are just very good control pieces in tandem with each other. They're very, very nice. And then you have the Big Boy, who is a 3 tribute, who you're almost never going to tribute for. You're almost always going to either Water Lily or back to the front him. But he has the Quick effect, which is a hard once per turn on top of being a hard once while he is on the field effect, which makes no sense. I feel like if you're able to use this effect and then get this guy in the graveyard back to the front him and then use the effect again, you should be able to do that. That requires a lot of cards and a lot of setup and a lot of luck, honestly. But he just nukes the field. Basically, everything that is not summoned from the graveyard gets nuked. So it's a bad Battle Butler. You love it. Then you have Snake Rain. Snake Rain is best card in the deck. Discard one card. That is good wording on that because it works with Tsuchinoto. To send 4 reptile monsters from your deck to the graveyard. Usually the 4 that you are going to be sending are Noya, Nunu, Curse, and Aliert. This sets up your entire combo as you use the Nunu effect to special summon itself. Then you use Curse to tribute and then special summon the Noya. Noya grabs your Water Lily. And then you activate Aliert to dump the Noya to the banish zone, and then you shuffle those 2 back into your graveyard. Now you then link these 2 off into Reptilianne and Echidna or whatever else you need to. You have the Nightmares here as well, and that puts 4 reptiles into your grave. You then activate the Water Lily that you searched, putting the 5th monster, the Ogdoadic King or the Ogdoadic Overlord, into your graveyard and then special summoning him, and there you go. Very simple combo, very easy to do. I can actually walk you through it on the EDO Pro test thing if you want to. But yeah, Ogdoadic Water Lily is super duper good. It is a Foolish Burial that also Monster Reborns if you have 5 reptiles after the Foolish resolves, which is pretty easy to do in this deck. You have Foolish Burial because sometimes you need an additional dump. You have Tsuchinoto because he works with Snake Rain. Also, he is a snake himself, and also look at him. What are you going to do? Not run him? bonus points for being a dark reptile. Reptilianne Niami. This is mostly a going second card, but sometimes you need a second target off of ramifications. I really wish they wouldn't have changed this card's name, but we'll get to that here in a second. It is during the main phase. If you have a reptile monster in your graveyard, quick effect, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard, target one face-up monster your opponent controls, change its attack to 0. If your opponent controls a monster with 0 attack, you can special summon this card from your graveyard. Sick. Then you have Coatl. This is the real reason to play the Reptilianne version, this and Ramifications. If you control a dark reptile monster, super easy to do in this deck, you can special summon this card from your hand. Then, if your opponent controls any number of monsters, or if your opponent controls any monsters with 0 attack, you can special summon up to an equal number of Reptilianne monsters from your hand. Okay, cool, I guess. You're almost never going to use that second effect because you're only playing 4 Reptiliannes. However, the first effect does come in handy, especially since it doesn't say except this card. So if you can normal summon this and then special summon another one, you now have a Synchro 8. But you might say, Jordan, don't Synchro monsters take a tuner and a non-tuner? Well, as it would have it is if this card you control would be used as a Synchro material for a reptile monster, you can treat it as a non-tuner, which is pretty good. Then we have Reptilianne Spawn. You can remove from play 1 Reptilianne monster from your graveyard, special summon 2 Reptilianne tokens. This is just the second target off of Ramifications, because you're going to be sending 1 card to add the Coatl and then the Spawn. Your normal combo is going to make you Synchro for an 8 anyway, and then you can use this to make 2 tokens and then summon out one of the King or the Queen. Next, we have Reptilianne Ramifications that should have not had its name changed. Come on, Konami, what are you doing? Send 1 card from your hand to the graveyard, activate 2 of these effects in sequence. Add 1 Reptilianne monster from your deck to your hand, so Coatl most likely. Add 1 Reptilianne spell or trap from your deck to your hand, except Reptilianne Ramifications. So you add these 2. It's pretty free, so you do it. You'll almost never use that third effect. Ignore it. It doesn't exist. 3 Ash Blossom, 3 Imperm. This is something that the Layer of Darkness version cannot do because it just simply does not have the room for hand traps. In fact, I had a hard time getting it to 40 cards. I was playing like 42 cards in paper. Actually, I still am because I don't have all these cards in paper. I need to actually order or buy them or whatever. 3 Torrential Tribute. This is super good, especially with your Melusine, because she cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects if you used all Snates, which the entire deck is. You're not going to use this Ash Blossom to synchro it. Yay. 3 back to the front. If you can just dump monsters and have 3 back to the front, you're doing okay, because you're going to summon a King, a Queen, and a Ogdoadic. And that's pretty okay. Like, in what deck, other than this one, can you say that Snake Rain, 3 back to the front, and 1 other random card will get you there? This deck specifically, it'll get you there, buddy. Maybe. We'll see. I don't know. Next, you have the extra deck. You have Reptilianne Mousseline. Obviously, if this card is synchro summoned using only reptile monsters as material, it cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. Once per chain, when your opponent activates a monster effect, except during the damage step, quick effect, you can target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls, saves its attack to 0. If the synchro summoned card you control is sent to your graveyard by an opponent's card, you can add 1 reptile monster from your deck to your hand. So there are no once per turns on this deck at all. It has a once per chain, which is cool. This card is really good. People are sleeping on this. This is for sure really good. Reptilianne Hydra. It's synchro summon. You can destroy as many monsters your opponent controls with 0 attack as possible. If you do, draw 1 card for each monster. Usually you're only going to get 1 because you're going to get the 1 from Niami. But, you know, sometimes you might have 2 if you like made an Echidna or something. I don't know. BLZ. Yay, we have a Dart Tuner. We can make this. This card is just annoying and hard to get rid of for a lot of decks unless your opponent can make Zeus. But if it's an attack mode, can they even make a Zeus? You can't see me doing the tapping your head meme. Chaos Ruler, the Chaotic Magical Dragon. It just adds cards to your hands. So you should play it. Borlode Savage. There's a combo in this deck that makes you go into Echidna naturally and then making an 8. And so that's pretty good. Just sitting up on the Overlord and the Borlode Savage can be enough to win you some games. Draco Berserker of the Tenyi. It's just a good generic 8. Just so is Cyframe Lord Omega. It's super good. Then you have 2 King of the Feral Imps. This is your Rhoda. And then you use him to tribute. And that's what he's here for. He's built to search and then die. Yeah. Titanic Galaxy. It's a spell and trap negate. I'm sorry, it's a spell negate. It's not trap negate. It's a spell negate. Super good. Dingirsu. It's one of the best rank 8s in the games you play it. 2 Echidna. You don't need to play 2 Echidna, just like you don't need to play 2 Feral Imps, but I have run into testing parts where yeah, I needed the second Echidna and the second Fairlimp, so I'm running them. Nightmare Phoenix and Nightmare Cerberus. Yeah, I mean, like, it's a Nightmare package. Obviously, you can play Unicorn if you want. But in my testing, I've had like almost never where I would have 3 materials for, or a Link 2 and a 1 when I wouldn't just want to tribute off for my Ogdoadic monsters in the graveyard. So yeah, that's the deck. We're going to do a couple of test hands just real quick to see. This hand is not super good. It's not super good at all. We're going to activate here. And we're going to attempt... See, I'm trying to think about what we can do here that's like actually useful. Because we don't have a way to discard this Autobus. Actually, do we? Do we even? See, this is why you play this guy, right? So you dump this guy, right? Then you activate this effect. And you pitch the Autobus. Add this guy to your hand. Then you normal summon, right? And then you activate to special summon. Super good, right? Cool. And then you will special summon here. I think what you want to do... The problem with this is that you don't have anything super good. So you probably go Mussolini here. Yeah, you don't do the effect because I don't have an opponent. That's okay. We should have 4 Snates, though. Oh, we don't have 4 Snates. Oh, no. That's unfortunate. We'll restart this. Yo. Okay, all right. We're about to pop off, dude. No, I'm not going to ash myself. All right, let's go. All right, cool. So you want to send Curse, Nuya, Nunu, Noya, and Aliert. This is the normal combo, and so you'll get to see what's going on. Then we get to activate Tsuchinoko because we're a baller, right? Sick. Cool. Activate the effect. Oh no, we shouldn't have done that. That's okay. That's all right. That's completely okay. It's completely okay. It's completely all right. It's still a-okay. It's still just fine, right? Send the Tsuchinoko, and we'll special summon here, and we'll activate our boy here to get our boy. Yep. This is not as good because we already have the card, so we're just gonna have discard fodder, but that's okay. That is a-okay. I think we have what, 3 Snates in here, so you need to get 1 more in the graveyard. That is okay. We're actually going to activate here to do this, and then we're going to... Did we normal? That's the question. We did not normal, so we actually have a pretty decent little go here. Activate the effect. We're going to dump. It doesn't matter which one we dump here. We're not going to ash our own effect. We can, because we get a normal summon. So we can go for, if we just want to get names in the graveyard, which is what we're always going for, we go for Zoha. And then you can normal summon the Zoha. You can activate the effect here to special summon. And then you can special into, you can go into any 8 here, but I think what we're actually going to do is we're going to go here, just like that. And go here. Still have that to do. I do the effect here. Nope, not gonna do that. And then we can go, we need to dump specifically, we need to dump a, get this guy in there. And then we can special summon a 4. And then we have a pretty nice little board here of, it's gonna look like every combo board ever, huh? There's lots of different ways we could have taken this. But this is pretty decent. Like, obviously, you're playing a road deck, so, like, you know, take it for what you will. But, yeah, like, you have an Ash, and you have an Omni Negate, and you have a Spell and Trap Negate. So that's not horrible. This is okay, I feel like. I feel like what we want to do is we want to activate here, pitch this, and get Zoha, right? And then activate Zoha's effect to pitch the... Activate there. And then you can activate here to get the big boy in rotation. Then you can activate to get Nunu down here. Normal summon here. Activate the effect. Send the... Yeah, send here. Summon here. We need to get Aliert in the graveyard. So we're going to do that. We're going to get Aliert into rotation. Activate the effect of Aliert, or activate the effect, pitch Aliert. Activate Aliert's effect. Get these guys into the graveyard again. Yep. Select these guys, get them into the grave. We can activate that for sure. This is very, very, very interesting. I'm trying to think about what we want to do here, because I'm actually thinking that one of the best plays that we could do is just go into an 8, right? Go into an 8, and then set some cards and pass. And you got some disruptions, so it's not bad. But yeah, that's the deck. There are definitely more better combo lines. I showed my buddy Austin. I had a combo line of Savage Dragon, Titanic Galaxy. I had an Ashen Hand, a TT set, and the Overlord on board. So you can definitely do a lot of things. This is still in its preliminary builds, but it's really fun, and I want you to play around with it, to experiment with it, and see what you can come up with. But that's going to do it for this deck profile. Let me know what you guys think about these snakes, and let me know how you're playing them in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next one.